What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are back with another offseason rebuild. This will probably be the most interesting offseason to date. Of course, as today we're going to be doing the Utah Jazz after they've been eliminated in the first round. Before we get into today's video, guys, like usual, if you could drop a like and of course subscribe if you're new around here, that would be greatly appreciated. We've been uploading a lot of these offseason rebuilds, and we have 18 teams done, and of course we're still continuing. We still have like 4 teams to do this week, and of course we'll do these teams that are left in the playoffs as they get eliminated, and then we'll be moving on to something else. But today I want to set the foundation for today's offseason rebuild with the Utah Jazz, because there's a number of ways the Jazz could go about their business this offseason, whether that's trading Mitchell, trading Gobert, trading both. I don't know what they're going to do. Obviously none of us know, and I wouldn't be surprised if Mitchell requested a trade. I wouldn't be surprised if he requests that Gobert is out of here and they build the roster better around him, because the Jazz are going to have to do something. I just don't see a world where Mitchell and Gobert are both back on this team this offseason. Now, if you guys have watched this series, as you guys know, I literally do 1 to 2 offseasons max, because that's the series. It's one offseason. We kind of primarily focus on one offseason. So today, I am going to keep one of them. And then for a future rebuild, I think that could be fun. We might do later this week if you guys want to see it, where we do a rebuild where we trade both of them. I think that could be fun. But if I did that today, I wouldn't be able to really complete it, because obviously when you trade both these guys, that's going to be more of a 5-year long-term rebuild, while obviously we're trying to look for the short term today. So I think that is going to be trading Gobert. I think I'm going to be trading Rudy Gobert today. I'm going to do my very best in order to do that. I think there will be some teams that would be interested in him, but I've talked long enough. Let's go ahead and see who wins the championship and then get into this video. We have the Dallas Mavericks going to the finals, but they lose to the Miami Heat in 7 games. It does suck that Joel Embiid will not be playing game 1 or game 2. It sounds like that really sucks, but we'll see what happens there. But let's get into this offseason. So again, we are going to be overhauling this team as much as possible, as realistic as I can. So again, I may be doing something that you don't agree with. Let's go ahead and have a debate down in the comments below. If you don't agree with the move that I make, I'd love to hear from you guys. So I don't even know if we have our first round pick this year, to be honest with you. I think it goes to the Grizzlies, right? Yeah, it goes to the Grizzlies. So we don't even have our own pick this year. So we're not going to be able to really use our pick to go trade for somebody. So we need to start selling some of our players. The Jazz are in a decent position to like kind of retool the team. Now I can also see them firing Quinn Snyder. I really could. I honestly think they're going to, but I think for today's video, I'm not going to fire him. It hasn't become official if they were going to fire him or not. I think he's one of the better head coaches in the league, and there's going to be a lot of teams lining up for him if he does get fired. I'm not going to fire him personally, but I definitely could see a world where he does get fired. But I'm going to fill out this coaching staff real quick, and then we're going to start talking about what we can do to like get this team to where they need to be. So now we have our staff completely filled out. Let's head to draft night. And I think we have 2 second round picks in this draft, which is good. We have 1 at least listed in 2K. So again, a lot of salaries listed under contract. So you definitely have the ability to flip the roster around a little bit. Obviously, you don't have future draft picks you can really trade away. We could trade. Yeah, we literally can't trade a single first. So it's going to be tough to get this team where we need to be. So what we're going to do is first line up with a Rudy Gobert trade. So again, not going to be able to trade any first round picks. So I think the first thing on the agenda is trading Rudy Gobert. So I think a Rudy Gobert trade is going to be hard to construct, but I think there's a few teams that would be interested. So no offers were found in the trade front. I was hoping 2K was going to help me out a little bit, but they're like, nah, we're sorry, we can't help you out. So Mike Conley should be another person they look to move on from. Obviously, that travel at the end of that game 6 was definitely detrimental to their comeback there. But Bojan did still have a wide open look, and he missed it. Most of the time, he'll hit that shot, though, most of the time. So we are going to be trading some guys here for sure, though. But my first thing I wanted to start with was a Gobert trade. So I guess I have to make my own trade. We can also look at like a potential Mike Conley trade real quick. So the 76ers, Matisse Thybulle, and Furkan Korkmaz. I mean, I don't really see a lot of 76ers would want Mike Conley. They have Maxey and James Harden, so can't see that happening. Chicago, and they have Lonzo Ball and Zach LaVine, if Zach LaVine stays there anyway. Boston, I can't see them trading Marcus Smart, just 1 defensive player of the year. He's so important to that team. And then Keldon Johnson, the Spurs should have no business in wanting Conley, so that's not going to happen either. And the Timberwolves, actually the Timberwolves is interesting because we were kind of talking about them a little bit, how they need a veteran guy to maybe like help them out a little bit. I'm just not sure Mike Conley's that guy though. I mean, maybe a few years ago would have been the right move for them, but Conley right now, not really sure how useful he would be to Minnesota. He's kind of fallen off a little bit, but we might be stuck with him. Who knows? I guess I'm not going to be able to trade Conley in the trade finder. This would have been my favorite trade if Minnesota, I mean, obviously I'm not getting McDaniels from them or anything like that, but if there was somebody Minnesota was willing to give away and get a guy like Mike Conley that they think could take them to the next level, then sure. But I just don't think Conley now helps them. But we're going to trade Gobert first. We're going to make a Gobert trade real quick, and I will see what I can come up with. So obviously, I think the favorite team to land Gobert would be like the Charlotte Hornets because they've been looking for a center who could play defense anyway. So LaMelo and Rudy Gobert would be an interesting duo. So basically what we get in return is Gordon Hayward, who started his career in Utah, funny enough, if you guys remember those days. And then get PJ Washington, a young player who could, be part of this rebuild if they traded Donovan Mitchell as well, or just be another guy that could help out Donovan Mitchell. So I like that idea. And then getting a future first-round pick, hopefully, for Gobert would be something I would love to cash in on. So I'm going to offer this to Charlotte. They do not accept it. Okay, so maybe we have to get rid of the future first, unless we want to throw in like something else to sweeten the pot for them. So Jared Butler in the trade, that still doesn't help them out. So the Charlotte Hornets still not totally interested in this. So if we don't get a first-round pick, can we do this? And okay, I would love to get a future first in that trade, but I guess we kind of accomplished getting Rudy Gobert. That future first-round pick would have been something, obviously, I think the Charlotte Hornets would maybe have to give up. But Gordon Hayward, I mean, I'm not really sure how helpful he would really be, but he is a good player when he is on the court. It's just a matter of can he stay on the court. Hasn't really been healthy all that much lately. So that is our first move. I mean, we get PJ Washington and Gordon Hayward, who will at least help now, but it's obviously not the last move to make. We definitely still have way more to get done. That's not going to cut it, obviously. So I do like that first trade. Would have loved the first round pick, obviously, out of it. I think you get a first easily for Gobert. Maybe not. Maybe nobody values Gobert that highly at the contract he's at. Maybe that is the case. But now we really don't have a center, so we should maybe be looking for a different center. So Conley, and then maybe we go ahead and trade Clarkson if we can get a first round pick for Clarkson if we want to do something like that. I don't know. Definitely a lot of things we could still do here. I got to figure it out, but I like that first initial trade other than not getting that first, which I would have loved to have gotten. The next move we're going to be making is sending Jordan Clarkson over to the Chicago Bulls for number 19 in this draft. Now, this definitely kind of doesn't help our win now potential with trading away Jordan Clarkson, but I'm just trying to make some moves here that make sense. We get a draft pick, which I could maybe use in a trade, which is kind of what I was going for there. So number 19 in this draft might be valuable to somebody. So we get rid of Clarkson for that first round pick. And I would love nothing more than to get rid of Bojan Bogdanovic for a first as well. And then we could maybe talk about throwing Mike Conley in a trade as a salary filler and like getting another player here basically is my goal in mind right now. So let's try to trade Bojan for a first as well. I think Bojan could warrant you a first. Yeah, like Duncan Robinson. The Miami Heat offered me a first round pick for Duncan Robinson. Charlotte Hornets want to offer me Jared Butler right back and they get Bojan, but I'm not going to trade with Charlotte. Talen Horton-Tucker, which I don't want to do that trade. And then you got like Kelly Olynyk from the Pistons. But I think my favorite one in a second round pick from the Spurs, which getting Jakob Poeltl would be cool, but I don't see the Spurs getting a Jakob Poeltl like that. But I think and then the Cavaliers want to give me Kevin Love in a second. But I kind of like this trade with the Miami Heat. Obviously, we take out Duncan Robinson's contract, but this is kind of be like the Jordan Clarkson replacement in a way. And we get a first round pick out of them as well. So basically, this gives us a couple assets to flip in order to maybe get like another guy here next to Donovan Mitchell. So if you look at our team right now, Conley is going to be the guy I use in that as a salary filler. So now we have Donovan Mitchell and Duncan Robinson, which is part of our shooting guard core now. And then small forward, Gordon Hayward is going to be stuck here. I think he'll be decent enough. I just don't want to fully rely on him. Washington and Royce O'Neal are going to be kind of like our power forwards. Royce O'Neal will still be our defender. I don't really want to trade him away. And right now, we really don't have a center, obviously. So we really could be realistically looking for a point guard and like a lot of other things. But I'm going to try to get probably a point guard. I'm going to try to get a point guard. If not, I'll go for a center. But I just have to find a team that has like a point guard that I could like. And then I can give them Conley as a salary filler. And then obviously walk away nicely out of this. So where does that come from is the question. I don't know, but I'm going to give it a good try. So like Fred VanVleet maybe opens up. Maybe could go to the Toronto Raptors and try to get Siakam from them. Maybe they don't really care about having Siakam anymore. They get a couple picks and then we give them like a young player. So that could be something if we retool around Mitchell a little bit. So there's a lot of avenues we need to take. As far as point guards are concerned, I don't really love, D'Lo would probably be available, but I'm not sure how much he helps you out. But we'll see what we can find. Obviously, we need to find a team that would be willing to take on a couple picks and Conley's salary, and we walk away with a good player to help us win now around Donovan Mitchell. I have a couple trades I have in mind, but I need to find out which one I want to execute the most. So I'm starting the trade with the Toronto Raptors with those couple picks I just got from those trades, and we're going to try to get Pascal Siakam from Toronto because that would be a win now player that could help Mitchell out quite a bit. So, and then I don't really know what the Raptors direction completely is, I don't know if they would be willing to trade Siakam. Obviously, they have like a young core, and they also have like Fred VanVleet and Siakam on top of that, and the OG Anunoby. I don't really know where those three guys fit in their timeline, if they're able to, if they want to stick with them or not. But I do have a couple young players I could throw in this trade as well, like Udoka Azubuike, and also, well, I'll try this first. So it'd be Mike Conley's salary filler, which wouldn't really matter to them. They would probably just buy him out or figure it out later on, kind of like Goran Dragic was for them. And a couple picks, Udoka Azubuike, and we get Siakam. Can we get this? And no, we cannot. So they want to throw in that trade exception, but I don't think I could throw another first in here. Oh, I guess I could. Oh, wait. I guess I could throw that Miami pick in here. So I could trade 3 picks, technically. I'm going to try not to trade 3 picks, though. So I'll throw in the Alexander Walker as well and see if that sweetens the deal for them. No. And I'll throw the second. Does this sweeten the pot? Yes. Okay. So we got Pascal Siakam for 2 picks and a couple young players. But that is the desperality move we really kind of needed to make for this Jazz roster. So we got Siakam and Donovan Mitchell paired up together, which is a very interesting duo, I would say. And then Gordon Hayward with that, Royce O'Neal and PJ Washington. So far, I'm kind of liking this team. I know it's a little bit of a retool, but I think I'm happy with it. It definitely is different. It's different. That's the goal we had in mind, is to make the roster different. So now I can move Royce O'Neal or Washington to small forward. It would probably be Royce O'Neal. That makes more sense. So Washington will be our backup power forward while Siakam starts, and we'll have Royce O'Neal, Gordon Hayward play at the small forward. But now we have a big gaping hole at both the center and the point guard spot, which we'll figure out in free agency. And then draft, we really don't have anything now because we just gave it all up. So let's just go straight to player options. We have Juancho, which I'll probably accept. That $7 million could probably come in handy. Eric Paschall, I'll go and accept that as well. But how much can we really get in free agency? So starting point guards, Dennis Schroeder looks like the best possible guy, which Dennis Schroeder at his peak is actually not bad. So I wouldn't mind him as our starting point guard for the year. Then centers we could start. Well, it's not looking too great. I will say, I'll tell you that. So Serge Ibaka, our centers are bad. Okay, I know what I'll do. I'm going to sign Dennis Schroeder to be our starting point guard, which again, is not too bad, actually. I think it'd be a decent guy for the Jazz to go get. So Dennis Schroeder as our starting point guard on a very cheap deal as well, might I add. And a backup center. And his Freedom used to play for the Jazz, but I'm not going to go for him. Whiteside was just here, so we could go ahead and sign him for the veteran contract, and he'd be like a backup center. But I think I'm going to use Juancho's money in a couple seconds to go get like a realistic starting center. Now, who will that be? I have no clue, but we're going to give it our best chance and try to find if we can get a center, making around $7 million. Might be able to throw another player in the trade as well. But it's not going to be easy. But this guy definitely kind of has to be starter caliber. And we're not going to be like giving up too much, obviously, for him because we don't have assets after this. So centers not making enough. I mean, we have Isaiah Stewart, probably not going to be available. Naz Reid, I do like him a lot. Daniel Gafford, if the Washington Wizards were willing to trade him. Max Kleber, Brandon Clark would be not a bad one. But, I mean, I don't know. So, I mean, I guess we could technically play Siakam in center. He was just kind of doing that for the Raptors, and we could move it back. I guess that might be our best option. Serge Ibaka, another guy in free agency we could sign. So, yeah, not really a lot of guys to go get. And then Dwayne Dedmon's out here. Willie Cauley-Stein, Aaron Baines. But, yeah, it's kind of rough pickings out here. I guess I could sign Dwayne Dedmon. I don't know, man. It's definitely not easy. I guess, wait, do we still have that trade exception? We do have Clark. Okay, so we still have Jordan Clarkson's trade exception. I'm going to try my best to get a center here. I don't know how easy it's going to be. But I like the roster as much as it can possibly be with this little bit of a retool we just had. But it's still not good enough, obviously. Still not good enough. So I'm going to go get an old friend for the Utah Jazz and Derek Favors from the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's more of a traditional center. He never really fit here because Gobert was obviously here, and then Favors and Gobert next to each other never really worked. But, of course, the Thunder are being stubborn about my man Derek Favors. So I'll throw Dedmon in the trade. I mean, I don't understand. But we get Derek Favors. So that's going to be the big move at center. We might just play Siakam at center, to be honest with you, because I don't know, man. I'm not loving our centers right now. Obviously, not really that good. But I'll sign Eric Paschall back just in case we do decide to go that route. So that was our offseason. We got Siakam as the big move and Gordon Hayward, which when healthy, he's not bad. And we got PJ Washington, Royce O'Neal, and then Duncan Robinson is solid as well as like a backup shooter for this team. So this is kind of your new reinvented Utah Jazz team. Of course, you have Favors and Whiteside going down. So, yeah, I think we low-key might move Siakam to center because that'd probably be our best chance at being good. So, Siakam and then Washington, and then we'll figure it out. But I'll move Siakam to center just because that's probably going to be the best thing we can do. play small ball all year, I guess, with Siakam. The Raptors make it work, so maybe we can too. But the Raptors also have a lot of, wings. So I don't know how much wings we really have in order to do this, but we're going to try it. So power rank is going to land us at number 18. This is going to be your roster for the year. So it's Dennis Schroeder, Donovan Mitchell, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, Pascal Siakam at center, Royce O'Neal off the bench, Duncan Robinson, Derek Favors, and Hassan Weiss and Eric Paschall. So first and foremost, I'm going to go. Is that Whiteside in a Kings uniform? What the hell? That's kind of weird. Okay. I'm going to move Eric Paschall in the starting five over Whiteside, or in the bench and over Whiteside. So that is going to be kind of the team. It's an interesting one, but we're going to have to make it work, unfortunately. So this is what it's going to be. We might low-key should think about starting Royce O'Neal over Washington just for defensive purposes. Washington might be a good defender as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I'm going to move that, and they still want to start Washington, which is fine. I guess I'll move Royce O'Neal back to small forward because he went down overall when we did that. So move Royce O'Neal back to small forward, and that will just be what it is. Maybe Gordon Hayward could be a sixth man as well. I don't know. I like the roster. I think we definitely reinvented it. Now, can this team win a championship? That's, I don't know if Dennis Schroeder was decent when he was on the Thunder. Maybe you could talk about it, but I don't know. I think I did my best. That's all you could really ask for, to try to reinvent this roster as realistically as I possibly could. So Siakam and Mitchell is the nice duo. Gordon Hayward, if you could be really good for us, that'd be awesome. And then Washington, I wouldn't mind him taking some shots as well. And then, yeah, so if Gordon Hayward could return to old Utah Jazz, Gordon Hayward as well, I wouldn't mind that. But we're going to go ahead and summate this season now and see if this team can make the playoffs still, or do we still just suck? I mean, the Jazz have always been a good regular season team, so we should still be able to make the playoffs, but we'll see. So at the end of the season, of course, your boy Luka Doncic wins MVP year after year in this file, but Paulo Banchero wins Rookie of the Year on the Thunder. Karis LeVert's your sixth man on the Cavaliers. Matisse Thybulle, Defensive Player of the Year. Cade Cunningham, Most Improved, and Nate McMillan is your Coach of the Year for the Atlanta Hawks, I presume, and Christopher Bell is your Executive. So here's your All-NBA first team. We had Donovan Mitchell make it, which is a W, averaged 34 points per game, so probably looks like he carried this team quite a bit. 50, 40, 90 club. So it looks like he carried us in the playoffs, which we did make the playoffs, which is a good sign. Jason Tatum, All-NBA first team. Giannis, Jokic as well. All-NBA second team. Trey, Steph, Durant, LeBron, Embiid. Here's your All-NBA third team. So I assume we don't have anybody else, unless Siakam's on here somewhere. I missed him, but no. And then All-Defensive second team, All-Defensive first team. All-Rookie, and All-Rookie second. So we are the 6th seed out west, and look at that. We get to play the Dallas Mavericks, which should be fun. But this time the seeds are reversed. Player stats wise, 34 from Mitchell, 21 from Siakam, 14 from Washington, only 13 points from Gordon Hayward, 11 from Duncan Robinson, 11 from Dennis Schroeder, and 6 from Paschall, 5 from Favors, 4 from Royce O'Neal, and Javon Carter 0.4. So, I mean, at the very least, I think we got better defensively. Siakam, a good defender. Washington, I think, is decent. I could be wrong. Hayward, same thing. Robinson, probably not. Schroeder, I think, is actually a decent defender, but I could be totally wrong. I don't know. Maybe I don't know as much as I think I do. But regardless, if we look at our defense, which I just kind of want to look at. So if we look at points allowed per game, let's see where we're at. So we were actually right there at second. So our defense actually sucked as far as points allowed. But points per game, we were up there, I think, with 120. So, yeah. So we were good offensively and good or terrible defensively. I know where that's from. The Portland Trailblazers used to do that forever. But here we go. We had to play the Dallas Mavericks, and we'll see if we can beat them. So this was my best chance. They have Luka, Malik Monk. They did not keep Jalen Brunson, which is an L on their part. I think we could upset this team easily. They have a lot of good, decent players around Luka, but we'll see. Game 1. We're up 1-0, 111 and 103. Tim Hardaway drops 25, but Mitchell drops 25, 19, 19, and 14. Game 2, they even it up, 128 to 119. If we could just literally clamp up Luka, which is easier said than done, obviously, I think we could win this series. Game 3, we're up 2-1. Oh, actually, someone occurred around, but it worked out. Okay, we beat them in 5. So we are a second round team, which is a good sign. So 27 from Siakam, 24 from Hayward, 20. So that's exactly what you want. You want all those guys to be able to contribute, which is a good sign. We beat them very badly in game 5, but now we get to play Minnesota or New Orleans. Honestly, we would have home court against New Orleans, but that may not still be a good thing. So we got Memphis, San Antonio, Atlanta, Cleveland, and Detroit and Brooklyn. So here we go. Going up against the Pelicans, they have CJ, Johnny Davis, Brandon Ingram, Zion, Valanciunas, Jackson Hayes, Andrew Nimbard, and then Herbert Jones and Jose Alvarado. All right, let's see if we can beat this team. Game 1, we do lose 1-0. I mean, we do have home court, but it is the Pelicans for crying out loud. So not be surprised we got swept here. Game 2, we even it up 154-147. Mitchell was fantastic. Dennis Schroeder was great. Gordon Hayward was great. If those two play well, we're going to be tough to beat. Game 3, we're up 2-1. Okay, this is looking really good. We are up 2-1 on the Pelicans right now. If we can go up 3-1, I would be just on cloud 9. Let's get it. Nope. 2-2 series. Okay, Zion 31, Mitchell 39. This is a huge game 5. I'm actually going to go ahead and simcast this game 5 because this is big. So if we can win this on our home floor and then, you know, have the driver's seat for game 6, feel really good about that. So can we do that? But the Pelicans are going to maybe take it away from us. We take it back. It's a close game. Back and forth game. Come on, Utah. Buckle it down. Get in there. We lose game 5. Very unfortunate. That's a huge loss for us. And now we get to go to New Orleans and see if we could potentially beat the Pelicans and force a game 7 back to Utah. Let's see if we could do it. First quarter's close. Second quarter's close as well. We do take the lead. It's a close game, though. I think we're actually going to blow them out here. So we are going to force a game 7. 112-105. Donovan Mitchell, 29. Siakam with 18. Game 7. This is a big game 7 for sure. I'm going to shrink this to an 8-man rotation. One of my 8 best players playing as much as possible. So huge game 7. So Pascal out of the rotation. Let's go. Let's get it. Simcast game 7. Can we get to the Western Conference Finals with his reinvented roster around Donovan Mitchell? Let's come on, baby. We're at home for this one. It is the Pelicans, though, so nothing is guaranteed. It's an interesting game. They take the lead back. I would jump in, but I can't jump in because 2K crashes every time I do. So at least in this file. But I think, oh gosh, this is oh gosh, I'm so nervous. Oh, I think we got it. Oh no, we don't. Yes, we do. Let's go, baby. We are in the Western Conference Finals. The first time Donovan Mitchell, I think, has reached the Western Conference Finals, right? So, wow. In our first season making a move, we did something. And now we get to play the Memphis Grizzlies, though. So, obviously, the Grizzlies are going to be tough to beat as well. We just beat the Pelicans, though. So, anything is possible. They got Jaden freaking Ivey with John Morant. Yeah, that's not going to happen in real life for them, obviously. But 2K's broken with that trade. It says it belongs to the Grizzlies, but the pick actually belongs to the Pelicans. But regardless, game 1, we're down 1-0. Game 2, they're up 2-0. Game 3, up 3-0, and we're gonna get swept. You know what? I'm happy we literally made it to the Western Conference Finals. I am so excited I got this team to the Western Conference Finals. Now, I will tell you, later in the week, we're gonna be doing a way longer rebuild with the Utah Jazz, where we do like a 4 to 5 year rebuild where we trade Donovan Mitchell and Gobert. I think that'd be fun, but I really couldn't do that today. But hey, man, we got this team to the Western Conference Finals. I'll take that each and every day. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know how you thought of the video. Did I do a good job? Would you have done something differently? How realistic was I really? I don't know. I like the feedback in the comments. But for now, this is Crushables saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.